Good evening. Welcome to Career Launchers YT channel for MBA aspirants. Today we are looking at the reading comprehension section of NMIMS's competency test. As you know, they have come up with a new competency test where they have given, according to the feedback we got from test takers, there were questions on reading comprehension, critical reasoning, and para completion. This is the reading comprehension passage was easier than the actual test, but we will look at if you get a passage, whether it's easy, medium, or hard, your strategy to tackle it quickly and effectively remains the same. Read the passage quickly but thoroughly, summarize it as you read, and then read the questions. All right. Let's start with this passage, but before that, let me just quickly set up our chat on YouTube. Let's start with this passage, but before that, let me just quickly set up our chat on YouTube. Okay, I'll give you a minute to read this slide. Quickly read through the slide, and after you've read the whole slide, I'll summarize it for you. Any doubts, any questions, please put it on the in the chat box. All right, we move to the next slide. Again, a minute to read the slide. Let me just set up my chat properly as you read. All right, let's quickly summarize the passage. I hope you could read both the slides. Now, you know the US has withdrawn from the World Health Organization, and this article is about the withdrawal and the likely effects. President Donald Trump's decision to withdraw the United States from the World Health Organization based on charges of bias is stunningly short sighted and one second, deeply concerning to the global health community. It's a matter of concern and worry to the entire global health community. Pundits are predicting that this move, if not withdrawn or reconsidered, may well unleash the butterfly effect. If Trump doesn't take back or withdraw this decision, then it's going to have a terrible effect. It's going to have a cascading effect, means one after the other, right? Like a waterfall, cascading effect of unpredictable consequences arising from even the smallest changes in a system. One change will give rise to a series of changes. That's what is called the cascading effect. Soon after his inauguration, Mr. Trump wasted no time in announcing the beginning of the process of ending. Look at how beautifully the phrase has been used. The beginning of the process of ending the US's membership of WHO in language that smacked of petulance. You know what is petulant? Childish, silly behavior. right? Mr. Trump, as he signed his first batch of executive orders, declared the WHO ripped us off. That means they looted us. The US will now leave the United Nations Health Agency in 12 months' time and stop all financial contributions to its work. He accused the organization of mishandling the COVID 19 pandemic and of being partisan towards China, though the US contributed more to its coffers. So, what is the reason? What is the reason for Trump's anger uh, 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 against WHO? Why is he withdrawing? He accused the WHO of mishandling the pandemic and of being partial towards China. US is contributing the maximum money to WHO, and here WHO is partial to China. This is Trump's allegation. The move has not been entirely unexpected. This was kind of on expected lines. Why? During his previous term as US president, he relentlessly criticized WHO for acting slow and being owned and controlled by China. So, even in his first term, he had accused WHO of being controlled by China. In 2020, he initiated a move to halt funding to WHO, though it was scuppered as his term came to an end. He had started this process, but because his term came to an end, it could not happen. Why is the withdrawal of the US significant? For starters, Mr. Trump is right. Well, on one side, when you look at it, he is not wrong. The US, which is a founding member of the WHO, is also its biggest financial banker, contributing around 18% of its overall funding. Withdrawal of these funds will seriously impact health programs being implemented across the world, including interventions for HIV, AIDS, tuberculosis, and eradication of certain infectious diseases. The WHO is also involved in ensuring equity of access to life saving drugs for people across the world, building stronger health systems, detecting and preventing disease outbreaks. Okay, the Trump is right in the sense that the US is its greatest contributor in 18% of its overall funding it gets from US. Withdrawal of these funds will affect WHO's work. If Trump could set his petulance aside, it would be clear that the global health does not operate in silos. It's not clearly demarcated uh, brackets that it works in. Neither a stern countenance nor physical boundaries can keep pathogens out of one's geography. If any lessons have been learned at all from COVID-19 pandemic, it is that no one is safe until everyone is safe. So Trump should realize that we are one world, we are a boundaryless world. So you cannot keep pathogens out. If there is an infection, there is a virus, it will travel just like the COVID virus did. So no one is safe until everyone is safe. So he can't protect just the US in the sense that boundaries do not stop pathogens. Collaboration among nations and open sharing of data and technology are essential to tackle pandemics. WHO has reached out to the US hoping that it will reconsider its decision and engage once again with it. As fantastic as it may sound, medicine is no stranger to miracles of science, and the health community hopes one more will restore the US back to WHO's fold. Okay, this is this much of the article I have quoted. Now let's see. What is the primary purpose of the author? Why has the author written the passage? I'm reading the options. Please mark your answer in the chat box. To argue that the US decision to leave WHO is justified due to the organization's mishandling of the COVID 19 pandemic. B. To analyze the impact of the US exit from WHO while acknowledging the country's financial role. C. To highlight the potential consequences of US withdrawal from WHO and emphasize the importance of global cooperation in health. D. To criticize WHO's management and suggest alternative global health initiatives that could replace its role. To express concern about WHO's alleged biases while recognizing the legitimacy of Mr. Trump's grievances against the organization. Which do you think is the correct answer? Let me see your answers. Let me quickly see your answers. A, B, C, D, or E. Let's start with E. To express concerns about WHO's, the author hasn't even has said that the US has said that the WHO is biased or favoring China, but the author himself has not said yes, the WHO is biased. So this is not correct. To criticize WHO's management, he has not done it. The purpose, the focus has been US is withdrawing and what will happen if the US withdraws, right? To highlight the potential consequences of US withdrawal and emphasize the importance of global cooperation looks perfect. To analyze the impact of US exit from WHO, acknowledging the country's financial rule, it is, but between this and this, he is talking of the importance of cooperation. So B is partially correct, but the main point is there are a lot of consequences and it's important that we cooperate. So C is the correct answer. Next one. What can be inferred from the passage? Let me again read the options while I want to see your answers. All right, quickly, let me see your answers. Okay, the Trump administration's decision to leave WHO was motivated primarily by financial concerns rather than political ones. As the author said, what were the reasons and which one is more important? The WHO's alleged bias towards China has been conclusively proven. The COVID-19 pandemic demonstrated that national boundaries cannot prevent the spread of global health crisis. If the US reconsiders its decision, it could restore essential funding, preventing major setbacks in global health initiatives. Or the US withdrawal from whom may severely disrupt international health programs that depend on American funding. Severely disrupt, we are not sure it is going to disrupt, right? If the US reconsiders its decision, possible, you cannot say for sure. C is correct, right? He says you can't. It showed that cooperation we need. No boundaries can stop pathogens. Therefore, C is the correct answer. Next, according to the passage, which of the following is true? So go with the main point of the author. Let me read the options and I want to see your answers quickly. I'm not getting to see any of your answers in time. All right, let's start. WHO's funding comes entirely from voluntary contributions made by its member nations. Has he said that? Then it's correct. Trump's decision to withdraw from WHO was met with overwhelming support from the global health community. Has he mentioned this? The US was the largest financial contributor to WHO before deciding to withdraw from it. 18% of its overall funding. The WHO has always been immune to political influence, maintaining complete neutrality in global health matters. The US withdrawal from WHO was a sudden and unexpected move with no prior indications. This is obviously wrong because he said in even in his earlier term he tried to do it, so this is not correct. Always been immune to political influence. He hasn't spoken anything about the recurrence of political influence or the absence of it. Was the largest financial is correct. Now, it was met with overwhelming support is wrong. We do not know if it comes entirely from, right? Therefore, C is the correct answer. Okay, next. The author suggests which of the following about the possible repercussions, effects of the US exit from the WHO. The US withdrawal may encourage other nations to reconsider their support for WHO, leading to a broader financial crisis. The exit will significantly affect global health programs, particularly those related to disease eradication and access to medicines. The absence of US leadership in WHO may create an opportunity for China to exert greater influence. The move may disrupt pandemic response effort, increasing risks for all countries, including the US, in future outbreaks. mm, WHO will be able to replace US funding easily. The author has not said it will be able to replace US funding easily, so this is not correct. This is not. The may disrupt pandemic, increasing risks possible. The absence, he did not say it will create an opportunity for China, not had been mentioned, so we cannot even infer. Exit will lead to particularly those B and D, okay, will significantly help. Well, he has said it will, but we are not sure because of the funding. So hasn't really mentioned it in such clear terms, right? May encourage other nations to reconsider. Other nations haven't been mentioned. So between B and D, D is the better option, though B is quite close. The author's tone in the passage can be best described as neutral. Is he neutral? Not criticizing anybody? Indifferent? Oh, US has left, so what? Is that his attitude? Sarcastic? Has he used sarcasm, like irony, like using an exaggerated word, a word which means the opposite of what he actually is saying? Is he critical or is he optimistic? He is critical of the US decision to withdraw from WHO. Therefore, the correct answer is option D. All right. Okay. Any questions? Any doubts? No? All right. I will see you again very soon in another session on reading comprehension. Until then, keep reading. Like, if you like the session, do press the like button. Subscribe to our channel and share this video with your friends if you liked it. Bye bye.